Hello, guys, and welcome back to episode 12 of The Gift of the Gab. How are you, Ben? Wow, I can't talk.
What happened to your tongue today?
I don't know. I was speaking fine just a minute ago.
I am great because it is the weekend.
It's the weekend, gotta get down on the weekend.
It's Friday, isn't it? You could actually sang it's Friday.
Yeah, but I already started off with the weekend.
Now, how silly do you feel?
I feel fine.
Okay. Okie
Okie dokie, sweet had a chalky.
Making up rhymes. So how are you doing?
I'm doing alright.
Oh, no made up words today?
No.
Okay.
I did look it up today.
You looked up a made up word
normally
last time.
before the episode I look up other words instead of saying I'm good.
I should have never told you. But yes, we'll start off actually with some sad news.
Sad news?
The Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman.
Oh yeah. Wakanda forever.
Is no longer with us. I think you told me actually when we woke up on, what was it, Saturday? Yeah, you told me on Saturday morning. I think he had just passed the night before. Though it was actually kind of in my head for a while longer.
I told you and you were like, oh, I'm sad. I'm like, you're sad? Like, yeah, I'm sad.
Yeah, it's because I don't usually get I guess over celebrity things. It doesn't usually affect me. But I don't know, with this one it seemed to affect me adversely. And I felt sad because he just seemed like a cool dude.
Yeah.
He seemed like a cool dude. And big superhero movie fan. So I've seen all the Marvels, all of them. And I was really excited when Black Panther came out. I mean, I took you to it. We watched it in a 4D theater and everything.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, and I was raving on about it at work to to everyone for the next month. I was like, you have to see it in 4D. It's amazing. It's this. And yeah, he was quietly battling
cancer.
Colon cancer. Yeah, he was diagnosed in 2016, so 4 years ago, with stage 3 colon cancer. And nobody knew apart from his closest family.
Yeah.
And which is really I feel like it's really rare that the paparazzi didn't see him go to the hospital or anything, and the people who were meant to keep it quiet actually did. I'm happy that he got his peace in a way, that it wasn't some TMZ headline or something.
But it just goes to show you really never know what people are going through behind closed doors.
Yeah, because when I was looking into it, when I was I went to watch the Five Bloods because it was on my list on Netflix and everything. And I was like, oh, I've got to watch now. And when I was going through archive footage of him, or not archive, on YouTube and stuff, then apparently he had posted a video at the start of the pandemic thanking key workers for their role, and he looked he looked thinner than usual, and apparently people were really rude to him. They were calling him all sorts of names under the sun. They were really going at him. I didn't see any of this. I wasn't on, but I heard that this was happening afterwards when I was looking at it. And all this time when those people were making memes about him, he was slowly passing. And as you said, it really goes to show you never know what someone's going through. And if you didn't feel bad then, and you don't feel bad now, I don't know what's wrong with you. But I would feel so bad if that was me.
Yeah, and it just goes to show don't make a quick judgment of someone.
Yeah, you never know,
because you don't know the reason why they're acting that way.
Because I think other people thought, and I think I would have been, maybe, I don't know, but I thought that he was just losing weight for a role.
Oh, okay.
Actors go up and down depending sometimes on what they're cast to be. But the mean social media basically attacked him, and those videos were taken down afterwards
of him.
Yeah, before he died, or after they had attacked him, apparently the videos were removed from his account. So I'm guessing like he saw them, and like people would be forgetting that although like people are celebrities and stuff, sometimes they have a 3 second and sometimes they see comments. Although you're a celebrity, like seeing enough "I hate yous" can get to you.
Yeah. And like I think people forget that like celebrities do have feelings as well.
Definitely.
And influencers do have feelings as well. And it's like most of the things that you say online you wouldn't really say to people's faces. But you choose to say that and more.
Yeah.
But it's like what I really want to know sometimes, like what do they gain? What do you gain
from being a troll? Or just like, I think it's when you just have nothing else in your life to look forward to than to come onto Twitter and try and get retweets for something. And they're just like, oh, I'll say anything because this gives me a sense of validation. Like maybe everywhere else in your life is not that great, and then when you come online and be a bit cheeky or be rude and get attention, they're like, oh, I feel a bit of power. And I think that's the same with like some of the cancel culture. Like it's when the people who are the first to, I don't know how they dig through all the tweets, but when those people spend the time to dig through 10,000 tweets and they find something, they're like, oh, I have power now.
That's true. They really feel like they've done something.
Yeah.
Like they've
because you have to think about it. Like you have, that is a shift at work to go through 10,000 tweets.
Yeah.
With their worth of time, and probably more than a shift.
I don't have time for that.
And
I really don't.
Yeah, when they find that they're like, in this moment, no one else knows, but if I post this, like I have the power.
But what do you gain other than power?
I think it's validation, it's attention.
It's not like. I don't know.
I don't understand why they do it.
Like, mind the business that pays you. Like, I understand, like, some people might do it and they might get paid for it, but if you're not getting paid for it, then what is the point?
I don't know.
Like, that's what I want to know. If it's not what you're getting paid for, then what is the point? What is the actual point?
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. But trolls are gonna troll, unfortunately, and hopefully more of them learn their lesson. Sadly this week, and just and really be careful of what you put out there, because even if you want to take it back, it's on the internet. It's there forever.
You said it now.
Yeah, it's been said. So anyway, we'll leave the negative attention of them and say just rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, and
Wakanda forever.
Yeah, thoughts out and prayers out to his friends and family. Well, let's take a different turn, because it's quite sad.
Skirt.
What else is there?
That was me turning around the car.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, loads of students will be going into uni soon.
Yes, it's the beginning, or going to the middle of September now. Jesus. Well,
no, it's 4 days in.
It's a quarter way through September-ish.
Okay.
It's a quarter way-ish through September.
I guess by the time
you hear this. And yeah, it's back to uni time. I used to hate back to school time.
Like, yeah, you said,
before back to school, I hated it. I hated being reminded of it. And it's not even the thing that I hated school. I was pretty decent. I don't know why I hated going back. I think I just hated the idea of learning and not being able to just go to the park and swim. Go to the park and play, and go to the swimming pool and swim.
Yeah.
And anytime there was back to school shopping, they'll start it like 2 weeks into the holiday. Like, geez, let me relax first before you start putting this. You're giving me anxiety. I didn't know what it was at the time, but I was anxious.
Well, kids these days, they've been off 6 months. So most of the kids couldn't wait to get back.
Most of them. Some of them are on that PS4 enjoying their life. I would have been amongst those.
I know you would have.
I would have been amongst those. Oh, those were the days.
So, what is your advice to all the students that are going into uni?
I'll go into uni.
Yeah.
Well, where do you want to start with uni advice? Well, we both finished uni now. It's an alright experience, isn't it? You meet new people. Yeah,
you do. You do meet new people of different backgrounds. Some you will like, some you'll be like, why? And some you'll be like, okay,
I'll never talk to you again.
Yeah.
I think it's a necessary experience. It's definitely very costly, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Very costly. My advice would be get a job. Like, if you've been at home and like you haven't been applying to jobs and stuff, and you're going to uni, and although you're getting student finance, yes, student finance will help. But if you're living in good student accommodation or something where it's a bit costly, and you also want to have fun, like having that little bit of extra cash in your back pocket will leave you feeling comfortable when you and your friends want to go out, and they're just like, oh, this is gonna be like, this is gonna drain my bank account, and you're just like, but you know that it's not gonna drain your bank account.
Yeah.
At least if you have that buffer or that little bit of saving, it really helps. I think that would be my first advice would be pick not expensive accommodation.
No, but first year students, they want to go into like the university accommodation.
Yeah, I understand
they don't want to go
that.
private.
I understand that, but there's different levels of university accommodation, and you don't have to pick the most expensive one.
Like, obviously you don't have to, but yeah, no, I think I did like the student accommodation, like being there with your friends. Like, you get to meet like other students, and like it's easier for interaction sake. So like, I would definitely suggest like living on campus, basically, but try not to.
Yeah,
it's random.
I definitely agree. I think
doesn't allow for random.
Especially if you're someone who knows that you will struggle to put yourself out there, put yourself in a situation where you kind of are forced to interact with people, which will usually be student accommodation, because you have to share like a kitchen with people, and you're going to be bumping into students. But if you live away and you're someone who doesn't want to talk to people anyway, then you're just not going to find anyone to talk to.
Yeah. It's going to be harder.
It definitely will. And I'll say actually, in the UK, the student societies aren't as great.
Well, in our uni, it wasn't.
But even when I'd be
like
talking to my friends from different unis, they don't be saying, it doesn't sound like how it looks like on TV.
Yeah, like in American movies where you see like they have what's it called?
Oh, they like Greek, what is it?
Royalty?
Sorority and fraternities.
Yeah. They look fun, but like in England, I don't think there's anything like that.
You've got the like African society, or what is it called? There's a name for it. African, Caribbean. What was the society in our uni?
I completely forgot.
You got the Black Society, and that's about it.
Which was in every uni, pretty much every uni, but it wasn't popping as you thought it would be.
Yeah, I think it's also because of the organization. Like, it depends on who's there that year to organize things.
But I think it was because, like, each year, it's like, there's never example to set.
Yeah,
so
this
is
true.
It's just
there was no tradition that you were coming into, like, oh, this is this, like, and we have this.
You do your dance to get in.
Yeah.
Like you see in the
I
movies.
would have loved to see you do your dance to get in. What dance would you have done?
I don't know.
I would have done a cha-cha slide.
No, it's not that kind of dance. Come on.
I'll tailor it to me.
In the movies, it's not like that.
I'll
do all the
tailor it to
stepping.
me. But that's when you're. I think that's when you're like pledging. You do the stepping. You have to do the stepping. They do the stepping when they're trying to get in, I think, and then when they get in, you're like allowed to be doing the stepping. If you're not part of it, you can't just be doing the stepping.
But you're not going to do cha-cha slide.
Well, what if they're like, show us your best moves?
Slide to the left.
Yeah.
Slide
if you
to
get
the
everyone
right.
doing the cha-cha slide.
Crisscross. Crisscross.
Everybody clap your hands. See, I got you to take part. That's how I would get in.
Can you imagine, like, everyone else is doing some, like, proper, like, boom, boom, boom,
they're doing crumping.
And then you're like, crisscross.
But if I get everyone to take part, I think I would get in. No matter what the dance is, I could be doing the candy dance or whatever it is. If I got people to take part in it,
I think
win
people would
over.
laugh. I don't think it would be a win-over situation.
I've got ambition.
Well, that's all you've got because you don't have a place.
Oh, well, there was no place to have in these UK unis. Yeah, I'd say join some societies, and if you are athletic, even if you're not athletic, play some sports in your free time. That's a good way to meet people. What is your experience? What is your tips and tricks?
Well, I would say not to get all the books that your lecturer says you need. Not all of them do you need at all, or will you use. And a lot of them you can get in the library, or you can get an online book for it. Like, books are like such a waste of money. They are, though. They're such a waste of money. Like, you don't end up using them as much as you think you should, especially when you can get the same book in the library. What do you think?
I agree. Get them from the library. Don't do what I did, which is basically get them from the bookstore and then also borrow them from the library because you don't want to crease them.
Yeah, but you've got a weird thing like that. But he never used the one that he never used the one that he actually...
I sold it and made 100% profit because the book was technically free to me. But still, that's when I had a little bit of OCD. Still have a tinge, just a bit less now.
Yeah. And what was your experience with coming back from uni? How did you find it? Because you went to live with your parents, you didn't?
It was a bit different, you know, because I'm from an African house, a Ghanaian, and there was an adjustment period because I just come from secondary, where all these rules about where you go, where you do, what you're doing. You can't just walk out the house. Well, in the African households I know anyway, and you go to uni and suddenly it's like, oh, freedom. Oh yeah, sweet home Alabama. But yeah, it's like you get a lot of freedom, and it's just you don't have to tell anyone where you're going. You feel hungry at 3 a.m. in the morning? All right, is the chip shop open? I'll go dabble. And also because the uni was in like a quiet area, it's like you feel safer, well, compared to
safer.
And then you come home, and then suddenly you're back to rules. And well, not even back to rules. There is like a bit of leeway, but it was like an adjustment where it was like, I just came from just being able to walk in and walk out. I understand that, it's not my house. I understand not my house, but if you can return it back to uni ways, that would be much appreciated. That took there was definitely an adjustment period where, like, I came back from uni and the freedom was not the same as uni. And there were some talks that needed to happen, just because sometimes, well, you have to remind in an African house, yo, I'm growing, man. What about you?
I'm a grown ass man.
Nah, you don't say it like that. That's how you end up on the streets. Well, yeah, are you?
Oh, are you finished?
Yeah, I said, what about you?
Oh, sorry. No, when I left, what was it before uni? When I left sixth form, like, my mom was like really strict. I'm from Jamaican background, and yeah, my mom was like really strict. Didn't really go many places still in college, and then I went to uni, and yeah, you got freedom. You can do whatever you want. And then when I came back home, like, my mum, she was changing to a different person. Do you know what I mean? She was, yeah, she didn't mind, but it was just like communication, like, oh, I'm going this place. Not that she like asked as much, but it was just like, oh, I'm going to this place. See you tomorrow.
Yeah. Definitely seems like you had a more pleasant adjustment period than me. I had to go in the trenches to get my experience, but it did also help learning to drive after uni or during uni, because that's when I finished my test during uni, and then as soon as I came home, like after a month, I bought a car, and it was just like, now I didn't have to rely on public transport to get to places. And I think it also helped in my mom's head, knowing that, like, oh, even if he's gone late, or I don't know where my son is, that it was like I was at least able to get home safely, because my area is not the best. I understood some of the concerns with the coming home, like especially on public transport, I might bump into some rough characters. Usually I'll be fine, but sometimes I might have to be on that 10 toes.
Yeah, I do know like a few other like African like people who went through like the same, like a similar kind of situation, but they're girls, so I thought like,
you thought it wouldn't apply to a boy,
like not even that it wouldn't apply, but it
wrong.
Wouldn't be
as bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think sometimes it can be even worse for a boy because,
do you think?
Because they tend to be the mother's
favorite.
Yeah.
But I do see that like I see like a lot of, I'm not gonna just say like African households, but just in general, I think like black boys are more
Mama's
like
boys.
mommy boys.
Oh yeah, we are. And I think that also causes like a difficulty in the separation of, you know, church and state, of freedom and family.
Yeah.
But
that can also cause like that can cause friction between like other things as well.
It can. It can cause pent up. Let me try that word again. Frustration. Yeah, it can. It can definitely. But I think you have to be clear with your intentions, and you gotta know what kind of person. Like, there's gotta be some communication on both sides, and eventually, if you're lucky, you get to a point of calmness. And if you're not, sucks to be you.
Oh, that is so sad.
I can't help them from here.
Yeah, no, because some people like one of my friends, like her mum is like calling her like 50 times.
Oh yeah.
And it's like 10 o'clock at night and she's like 25.
Yeah. It does happen. It does happen.
But what do you do in that situation?
I don't know what else.
What is your advice?
That is my advice. You try, and if it doesn't work,
you move out.
You have to set your life up in a way that you don't actually have, because basically you're under my house, you're under my rules.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna be under that house, sometimes they might not come to the reasonable, the reasonable side of freedom and be like, my house, my rules. And then you might have to be like, okay, then I have to find a different house, or look further forward into my future to see like what I can do, so I could, establish my own rules in my own place.
Yeah, but I don't think it's like a thing where, because like in our case, is you're African and I'm Caribbean. Like I do know like multiple Caribbean families who like the people in their 20s and in their 20s, they still go through that situation where they're battling with that freedom with their parents. And then I know people who are like African who like don't have a problem with being able to go out. So but no,
it just depends on the luck of the draw and how favorite a child you are.
I don't even think so.
In fact, if you start off, the best way to start off is just for your parents to hate you. That when you come back, they just don't want you there at all. They're like, why is this evil still here?
No, but that doesn't help at all.
It does. It gets you kicked out quicker. Will get you sent back quicker. They'll be quicker to kick you out if you're a nuisance.
Yeah, but I don't think if you move back in, I don't think you want to be kicked out.
But maybe
otherwise
you do.
No, what would be the point of that?
I don't know. You want your freedom.
No, because then you wouldn't have moved back in. You would have just found your own place.
You want to save and get the money so you can get your own place.
Yeah,
is the aim.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have moved back in.
Which brings us back to our first point. So important to work during uni. That way, when you come back, less saving to do. If you're starting your saving from round 0 after uni, you already missed out on 3, maybe 4 or 5 good years, depending on the course you did.
Yeah.
And
especially if you know you don't want to stay at home for a long time. And
especially if you know you ain't got that like your family's not just gonna give you the money to buy your house.
Oh,
or to give you the money to buy your car. If you know like you're gonna have to earn it for yourself, why leave it till later? So I'd definitely say save.
Why do things today? What was your saying? Why leave things for tomorrow when you can do it today?
Yeah, that's basically my saying.
That's your motto in life.
Yeah. Do it now. Or don't do it now and feel the burn later.
What on earth was that saying?
I don't know. Just made one up on the spot. Do you have any other uni tips for our up and coming undergrads?
Oh, I do. I do.
Me
This
too.
is an important one as well. So listen up, guys. You have to remember that people lie about how much work they've done. So you can definitely not take people's words for it, like for sure.
Were you guilty of that? Were you a serial liar about work?
No, actually, I wasn't.
You weren't?
No, I wasn't. I don't think so.
I don't think I was a serial liar. Something about work, because I was last minute McGee. Like, I think most of my works consisted of all-nighters.
All of your work consisted of all-nighters.
I wanted to give me, like, some.
No, but let's not lie.
It's not lying. I just maybe there was one or two. There must have been one or two.
You started the work before sometimes, but on the day you'll be finishing the work night before.
Definitely. I always started it before. Listen, I always started it before. It's just I finished it during the night before the submission.
Yeah.
And it served me very well. I work very well under pressure. And like in my head, I would have like a plan of what I'm going to do. So although it's not on paper, like when I'm approaching the work, I kind of know what I want to write, and I can just go and then write it and be happy with it. But when people would ask, "Oh, do you understand this or do you thingy that?" Sometimes I might be like, especially if I know there's someone who doesn't really contribute to like helping with the work, they're just more of a taker. You got to deposit into the emotional bank account, as you got to put some in to get some out. If you're always taking, I'm less likely to share with you.
No, but it's not even that. Like some people, I don't know why. Like some people will just lie and say, "Oh, I haven't started the work at all," and like just to look exactly cool, why. Just to look cool, kind of thing.
It's not to look. It's not just to look cool. It's because some of the friends that you're with are like not serious about their work, and they know that if they say, "Oh, I'm this far," and this person has been messing around for the past month, they're gonna, because they're your friend, they think they're like entitled to see some of your work, or they feel the type of way when you don't want to show it to them.
I guess so.
That's why they say it's not just to look cool. It's because they know, like, I've been putting in the work behind. Once we go from the club, I've been putting in the work after the club and coming into lecture and doing the listening. You just be phoning in and be like, I can't come. I can't do this.
No, but there's some people who also you be thinking they're on the same wavelength as you. Like, not me personally, but
this is all like
they
hypothetical people.
They go to the club. You both don't go into lectures. You both not listening, or you both struggling with a certain thing. Little do you know that Sarah is actually like at home accessing the presentations, and like she's doing the research, and she started her essay, and you there are like clueless McGee, and you're like, oh, but you know what, me and Sarah are in the same position. Sarah hands in her work, she gets first class, and you're like, how did you do that? And they're like, I don't know, we're just like the all-nighter.
I don't have hatred towards those people.
No, that's being smart though.
It's your own fault if you go there and you put yourselves on this. Like, if you compare yourselves to others and think, oh, okay, they're not doing it, so I shouldn't do it. It's up to you to choose that.
But for like the second person, it gives them like the what's the word? The validation. Like not to do something because they think Sarah's not doing it.
That's their own fault. No one's here to. We're all adults in uni. No one's here to baby you and tell you to do your homework and stuff. If you can't figure out that I need to do this work for the course I'm paying 9K for, that's your own problem. I don't feel bad for them when they turn up and Hannah's done the work, who was clubbing with them, and they haven't.
And they're like, "Oh my God, Hannah, how did you get that?" Hannah's like, "I don't even know."
Oh yeah, Hannah continues
and
to
you
say,
know, when Hannah hands in her work here, Hannah's like, "Oh my God, I just know I didn't pass that. Like, I did it all. I stayed up all night just to finish it." And you know what? She might be telling the truth. Yeah, she did. She did stay up all night to finish it. But when did she start it? And how much did she have left?
but you know why? Because Hannah knows the type of friends she has, and the type of friends she has is good for the party, but not good for the business. So, and she knows that, look, if I be telling them I've done this and I've done that, suddenly, oh, let's sit together and can you help me with this and can you do that? And like, if this person was too lazy to start the work in the first place, what makes you think that you saying what your actual state of work is at the time is gonna motivate them?
Yeah, you do. You have to pick who you choose to share your work with very wisely.
Yeah.
Because you do need other people who you bounce ideas off, and maybe who will proofread your work, and you'll swap ideas, kind of thing like that. But that's not everyone.
And it's not always that you need them for every piece of work.
Yeah.
Like, comfortable in that, oh, what I'm submitting is kind of the right thing. I get what I'm gonna write. But some pieces of work I don't know what I'm gonna write. Or like I'm stuck on a piece, and because I've been depositing in there and helping like other people who I know do work, or like I know I work well with, like when we share ideas, when I go and ask them what their opinion is, I feel like they don't feel as bad to share it. Whereas with other people who are lazy, they're just like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
But people are watching you in uni, like whether you realize it or not.
Oh, and you know what? Another thing is, I hate group presentations. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
Group presentations, are the most stressful things you'll ever have to do with other people. Like,
you really got stressed by them, didn't you?
I hate group presentations.
I hate it.
And do you know what? Because I had like a certain goal for all of my work, and to put that in the hands of other people really stresses me out. Really stresses me out.
But that's why you have to tailor the advice, because now like in my head it was like, I'm gonna try my hardest in this group presentation, and I want everyone else to try their hardest.
Yeah.
But like, after one or two, you have to understand that these people are all different. No matter how much you tell them, like, they might not try as hard, and you have to factor in your own work on other pieces to make sure if this goes south, that my other work here can save it.
Yeah.
Because you can stress about it all day, but it happens. Sometimes you're going to get some random people presentations.
I don't know which one I preferred, where the lecturer told you who you're working with, or you got to choose, because sometimes like the friends
I
that
think
will
I know
pick
which
you.
one. I think I know which one you prefer.
Which one?
You prefer the one the lecturer chooses for you, if they put you in a good group.
If they put me in a good group, because God forbid they put me in a group of people who don't want to do the work,
or who have never even been to lectures.
Do you know what I mean? Oh my God!
Like, who's Natasha? I've never seen Natasha.
Oh my God, I would be.
And now you're messaging
of
Natasha, like, and Natasha's like, oh, I'm working on Monday to Sunday actually.
Yeah, like, do you know? And like, everyone has different schedules. Like, some people like to go home straight away after lecture. Some people like to stay in. Some people are last minute people. Some people are putting the minimum amount of effort people. And then, like, sometimes, like, I did a presentation in my second year where I was working with like a whole bunch of my friends, and it was just like, it was just a whole mess. Like, sometimes working with your friends are the best things, but sometimes they're the worst thing.
Yeah, you gotta pick your poison sometimes, and know that you might have to disappoint some friends to save a grade.
Yeah.
Just be like, oh, sorry guys, I'm with this person over here. I just want to try something new.
Yeah. You have to try and make up some lies.
Yeah.
As to why you've chosen the other team.
But unless they've made you fail before, if they've made you fail before, you just be up. Guys, last time we tried this together, it didn't work. I think we should go separate ways and see if that works better.
It's not a breakup.
No, but because sometimes your friends always want to be with you in the group presentation.
Yeah, they just assume they're with you.
It's like,
me and Ben.
And then it's just like, but I'm not feeling like a C.
and you know what? Yeah, they'll be like, oh yeah, me and you work together, and you'll be like, oh damn, like, gosh, I should have sat next to this person today.
Yeah, definitely.
If I knew this was coming.
Definitely. Now, I think that is a key piece of advice. You gotta be careful with your work. It's your own grade at the end of the day, and once you leave that place, that is it.
Yeah, you have to know who to pick your presentations with.
Yeah, and you gotta know how you work, even with individual work. If you're someone who knows that they can't hammer things out in the last minute, don't leave it till last minute.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
If you're someone who I guess works better over time, then start early.
But if you're one of those last minute people, you do have to let the people you're working with know, like, guys, I will definitely get it done. But I don't know. That wouldn't have made me happy anyways for you to say that to me. That would have stressed me out further.
But I was a last minute person, but never when I had to share work with people. When I had to share work, I was on like my P's and Q's because I felt
extra pressure.
Yeah, because I'm like, it's not just my grade; it's like everyone else's grade. Especially when it was like one where you're not you're not graded individually in the group presentation. You're graded as a team.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, when you're graded individually, that's slightly better. Because you're just like, you know what? Yeah, I'll...
Even if they mess up, I might be able to save this for myself.
Yeah. That's the best one. Oh, yeah. I think I like that.
Yeah. But you have to really... Yeah. With... What was I talking about?
Oh, no.
Well, do your work, guys and girls.
But uni is a fun experience. Like, do go to uni and make sure you do your work, but you also have fun. Because you are there to have an enjoyable time as well as get an education.
And I don't care what area of the country you're from. Assume you don't know these people. Like, once you first go, don't just be leaving your things there, and then when your MacBooks get stolen, you're like, how did this happen to me?
Oh my God, Sarah! I didn't think Sarah would do it to me.
Or like, I didn't think, why is there a £500 charge on my Amazon? Because you left your damn purse upstairs with random people you've known for 2 weeks.
Some people are like that. So.
Some people are, but this is your warning. If you're like that, just assume, just keep your things to yourself and
assume everyone's a thief.
Yeah, and just keep your things to yourself because you really don't know anyone or most people in uni, and you get to know them, but you don't really be knowing people. So just look after your own things. Otherwise, learn the hard way.
Talking about knowing people, we have a few scenarios for ya. Right.
About knowing people. I love that transition.
Well, you'll see what I mean when you read it.
Okay. What shall I start with the first one then?
Well, that would be great.
Okay, I guess so. All right. Dated a nice older woman for 4 months. COVID struck and I moved in. Discovered she changed her name to mine. She says we're getting married because she's not slacking or shacking. I guess I'm engaged now, but I'm not sure if I want to go through with it. Advice? So the dilemmas are brought to us courtesy of Twitter, and some of them courtesy of 6 Brown Chicks.
Wait, so she moved in. She changed her name to his.
Yes.
So she changed her surname to his.
Correct.
And now they're getting married.
Well, he's engaged now, apparently.
That just sounds like a whole mess to me. That sounds like she's scamming you. That sounds like a scam.
Oh.
She's trying to get a green card or something.
I think you've been watching too much 90 Day Fiancé.
I have.
Well, I think she's just a go-getter. But I don't place the blame on her.
But why would she change her name?
He needs to stop being so spineless and speak up. If you don't like something, just say it. Like if you feel she's taking advantage, maybe some dudes want the woman to just change her name to his name.
Yeah, like, but who changes the name and then says we're getting married?
What she does, clearly. Maybe she's infatuated with him, and he just needs to be like, "Yo, this is not cool. First of all, I just moved you in. This is we're getting still to know each other still. Or maybe he should have known her by now. I guess he's moving in, but he said after 4 months. So,
but what does not slacking or shacking mean?
I don't know. I didn't understand the slacking part. I thought she meant
slacking or shacking.
It's because shacking together is like sleeping together.
But what does slacking mean?
But I didn't understand that part in that. Right. I think she means basically she's not moving in, or she doesn't want to just be sleeping with him without a ring on her finger.
Oh, I see.
And he needs to be clear with his intentions. I don't place the full blame on the woman, actually. She just go get her.
Why did she change her name? That's what I want to know.
I don't fully understand why she did that, but...
Because you know what? Yeah, it's expensive to change your name.
But
because you have to pay to change your name, you have to pay for it on your passport, driving license, and all of that stuff. It's not cheap.
You got to assume that I think
after 4 months,
she's not the most stable person.
Right? It doesn't sound like that at all.
And he needs to grow a backbone and say something back to her. Or I would have moved her out. I'd have been a bit nervous about her, but like this is moving far too fast, and this person just seems like they want something from me. I'm gonna let you go. Now you got this new name you have to deal with. It's not my problem. I didn't pay for it. So here you go. Here's your new name. And here is the door. And I sent her on her. What about you?
I still think it's a scam. It don't sound right to me.
Well.
It don't sound right to me at all. I'm still caught up on the bit where she changed her name.
She changed the name. But what should he do?
He definitely needs to have a conversation with him, with her, because it seems like that wasn't his intentions. And if COVID-19 wasn't COVID-19, then will they even be engaged? Doesn't sound so. So, yeah, they need a conversation.
Oh, I'd just say call it quits, dude. Leave. No convo.
He can't leave. It's his house.
Oh, I mean, make her leave.
Kick her out.
Yeah. But she stole my name basically, so now it's free reign.
Okay. Next.
Okay. For the first time in our relationship, I'm working and he's home with the kids. My 4-year-old son FaceTimed me from hubby's phone, and our female neighbor was there washing dishes. Hub says she comes over to help, but didn't tell me beforehand.
What?
Part 2. I told him we didn't need nobody doing chores. He says she's free help and good with, she did not write this properly, and good with our kids, that I need to quit the jealous BS. This woman is the fat girl with pretty face type, and you know how they roll. She said with the emphasis on the no. Also, she doesn't speak to me. Advice.
She doesn't need to be in his house. She don't need to be in his house washing the dishes. What's wrong with his hands? Why is she in the man's house washing dishes? Need help? For free? People don't do things for free. Kids are annoying, especially 4-year-old kids. She's getting paid in other ways, even if it's not money. She's getting paid in other ways.
Free help exists, and this man is only taking advantage of the opportunities God has bestowed upon him. He's got a free hand dishwasher. And
maybe to him, he's thinking, oh yeah, but she's trying it on, mate. I'm not with my man. And she don't speak to me? No, get out of my house.
But maybe
why didn't he call my mum or something if he really needed help?
This is gonna take a lot of mental gymnastics to flip this round for the guy.
She don't need to be in my house. She can roll her way out.
Dude, you tried. You got a couple free dishes.
But the thing is, sorry. The thing is, why?
You say sorry and they're good.
Sorry, but why didn't she tell me? Why didn't he tell me that she was going to be in my house? Why does it take my 4-year-old to FaceTime me for me to know this information? And so if he didn't FaceTime me, would I know this information? I don't think so. So this seems like you're cheating.
Dude, you had a nice run, but all good things come to an end.
Yeah.
And I
hope it wasn't a good thing.
Your alleged wife is not happy, so happy wife, happy life. Otherwise, they're gonna be up your butt.
But think about it. Okay, let's flip the roles, right? Let's say that she's at home with the kids. The neighbor is a man.
Yes.
The neighbor's a man, and maybe he's not washing the dishes, but he's fixing stuff. The husband wouldn't like it.
Wow, that's not what the question is asking.
I said I'm gonna flip the roles. That's what flipping the roles is.
Oh. Okay, next question. Boyfriend of 2 years came over for dinner. He left to get garlic bread and then went missing for 10 days. I was distraught looking everywhere for him. He finally appeared, explaining that he went to drug rehab. He has no proof and he still gets high. What to do?
What the?
Look, man. So basically he came and he went with the wind.
Do you know what? Yeah. Do you know what this reminds me of? You know when people talk about like how their daddy went missing. Like dad said he was gonna get a pint of milk and never came back.
This literally happened to this woman.
He said he was gonna get garlic bread. Why garlic bread of all things? I really like garlic bread.
Yeah, so why not garlic bread if you really like it?
That would have ruined the experience of garlic bread for me. I would have been waiting.
But I think we're unfairly assuming that he didn't go to drug rehab because people can relapse.
No, but why did he say he was going out for garlic bread?
Because on the way to the garlic bread, he realized how serious his drug addiction is.
But he comes back and he still gets high, so he clearly rehab did nothing for him.
Rehab doesn't work for everybody. Did you not watch How to Get Away with Me? Annalise went to rehab. You were watching How to Get Away with Me, and basically Annalise went to rehab and was still stashing bottles in her underneath her bin liner.
I guess, but Annalise didn't say she was gonna get garlic bread.
Annalise has made bigger lies than garlic bread.
Garlic bread?
Yeah, Annalise has made bigger lies than garlic bread.
Why garlic bread?
I'm just trying to look at it I'm trying to be as empathetic as possible.
I don't know what happened there. Like, I don't know if he went and did. I don't even know. I feel like maybe he was breaking up with you, and after 10 days, he realized, you know what? I want her back. And so he was just like, yeah, I went to rehab.
Maybe you were just annoying.
Yeah.
Maybe you were just annoying.
Yeah, and after 2 years, he realized.
The garlic bread was the excuse to leave the house, because maybe that was his first time leaving the house in 2 years. She didn't preface this in the story, but we don't know.
So now you think it's a kidnapping kind of thing?
Or maybe she was just on him so much that this was the first time he had freedom. Like, you know, when you're just caged in a corner, like it's like when people are caged in the corner and they go to uni and then they act wild when they go there because they have all this freedom. He had the freedom of leaving to get garlic bread, and it got away with him. He just kept walking, walked past the garlic bread shop. He probably did get the garlic bread at first and was just like, I ain't coming home.
Yeah, I wonder if he came back after 10 days with the garlic bread.
If he comes back with the garlic bread, are you going to be less...
No,
is the punishment less
now
severe?
I think you're taking the piss.
So would you prefer he didn't bring the garlic bread?
Yeah, don't bring the garlic bread.
I think I would prefer that she brought the garlic bread.
Do you
at
think?
Least if you're going to disrespect me, at least you brought what I wanted in the first place.
No, I think now you're taking the piss.
No, and the reason I say this is I remember that story I showed you with the boy in like New York, and he's going to the shops to get bread for his dad, and he bumps into the gang. The gang basically beat him up. He manages to run away, get home, and he tells the story to his dad. And his dad is like, "But did you get the bread though?" The moral of the story is, as long as you get the product, the punishment is less severe.
No, that sounds silly to me.
But I
don't get the garlic bread, because now you're taking the PISS.
You asked for the garlic bread.
No, that was 10 days ago.
Yeah.
I probably went to the shop and got the damn garlic bread for myself.
What if his excuse was actually legitimate? So he did get the garlic bread in an apology. Is that not good?
No.
So just don't do what was asked.
Yeah.
I think that's too confusing. I think you did the right thing, dude.
Unless you're getting me a car or something, then I still want the car.
No, keep that same energy and don't get the car. Don't get the car, actually. I agree with you. Don't get the gift. Was that our last one?
That was.
It was our last one?
Do you know, I saw something on Instagram today. And it was like a little clip from Love and Marriage
Bootcamp?
Huntsville.
Oh. I don't know.
And there was like, so the first clip that I saw, it was like 3 guys, and they were just talking about like their wives and how much like their wives like do for the kids and stuff like that. And two of the guys were saying basically they are the providers for the house and that's it. And then the other guy was saying like, yeah, I am the provider of the house, but there's nothing wrong with like going to see your kids play football and ballerina. Yeah. And like pick them up from school. And then the guy was like, can I ask, what is the point of being a participant in your children's life? What do you gain from that? And I was like, what the actual, like, what do you mean? What do you gain from being in your children's life? Yeah, just because you provide them with the material things that they need doesn't mean like you don't be a participant in their life. Like, what do you think?
I think what he said is stupid, and there are people like that. I think you covered it pretty well. It's like not many people are going to come out and be in support of that, although some are.
But there are some dads who just pay their child support and that's it.
It is true. There are some.
They don't feel like the need to do anything else.
I definitely agree, but I don't know how to explain it. There are some. It is a bad way to live, and I can't like expand more on how bad it is because it's just like I think in society sees it bad. Although there are some like no one gets a pat on the back for being a bad dad. Although you might not get as condemned as much as you should, I think generally society sees that sort of behavior as bad, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah. What else did he do?
That was it?
No, he did something else in the second video.
Oh, in the second clip that I saw, I think the mom left him alone with the kids and like he was trying to make them breakfast and stuff, and he was like to one of the kids, oh, would you like peanut butter? And that's the first time he learned that the kid was allergic to nuts. So I was like, oh gosh, that's a bit bad. But that just shows that he doesn't have much involvement in like his child's life.
Yeah, it definitely does. And if you are like that, you need to change. You said it was from Love and Marriage Bootcamp?
No, I didn't say it
Love
was.
and Marriage something. Huntsville.
Yeah.
And if you have a chance, go watch the video. It wasn't the first video that sealed it for me. It just seems like it was just like he was too terrible to be a person. Like, how can you, first of all, have that statement? And second of all, not even know what your own children are allergic to. They found the most stupid person in Huntsville and put them on TV. That's what I was thinking. He is very silly for putting himself out there like that. He didn't make himself look good.
Yeah.
What would you advise him? Maybe a quote would help him.
The quote of the week is, anything worth doing is worth doing well.
That's true. I definitely agree.
Yeah. It's like, do it. What is it? Do it once or do it twice?
Oh, no. It's buy it nice or buy it twice.
Oh, yeah. Buy it nice or buy it twice.
Yeah. I guess. Do it nice or do it twice. That could work.
Yeah.
But yeah. That has been us. Episode 12. Do you know that in French?
No, I don't.
Oh, I'll see. You seem to think you knew episode 11 in French last time. I think we got it close.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, close. Do something. Episode 12 of The Gift of the Gab. Check us out at BT Smalltalk on all social medias and at The Gift of the Gab everywhere podcasts are found. Subscribe, like, do all them things. Click notification bell, and we will see you next week. Hope you enjoyed. Want to say bye-bye?
Bye.
Adios.